Hey, what's up you guys, it's Austin, and today I want to talk about private matches in Call of Duty. Custom games, private matches, unranked, whatever floats your boat. I want to talk about custom rule sets and how it's evolved over Call of Duty history and where I want it to go. And private matches and private match options are something that I think is very, very similar to theater mode, based off of what I said there. It helps build the community more. The more options that you give in a private match, the more creative your users can be, right? The more creative us as players can be. Your game, in an essence, just like something like Minecraft or, Grand Theft Auto, the game almost takes a back seat, and the game becomes more or less an engine that other people, that your players can take and run with and create some amazing stuff. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so private matches in Call of Duty have always been decently rudimentary, right? You have your, okay, so I want to play team deathmatch. Do I want friendly fire on? Do I want hardcore mode? What about old school? Okay, cool. Just, yes, no sliders. What do we want the score limit to be? Okay, what about time limit? Do we want 1 minute? Do we want 5, 10, 15, 20? Unlimited. Those are your only options. And then gradually, as, the years go on, they eventually add things like being able to restrict what guns you can and cannot put on custom classes. Or they introduce the ability to create pre-made default classes to, go to everyone, to push to everyone in the match. And that has been the trajectory for the most part. But I want to draw your attention real quick to one game that was the outlier in all this, the peak, and then it came back down and continued that, upward trajectory, and that was the original Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 1. The original Black Ops I will continually go back to as an example of, hey, this game did almost everything right in terms of it gave a lot of people options. Like I said, it's where theater mode started, and I'm not going to go into that whole spiel again. That's a different video. But this is also where private matches became, in my eyes, custom games, where you could actually customize things. In Black Ops 1, you could still change everything that you already would have been able to change, like, the amount of time in a match, or, whether or not you want friendly fire on, but they added an extra element to almost every kind of option that you had in the game. Perks, of course, you could restrict, but you could also go into the perks and actually adjust the sliders of, okay, how much do you want lightweight to affect you? How big do you want the crosshairs when you have steady aim on? And you can make it as small as literally just a plus sign in the middle of your screen, or you can make it as large as there are no crosshairs, just you fire and it goes everywhere. You could fire straight up if you wanted. With kill streaks, you could restrict them, you could turn down explosive damage or this or that, but you could also change the actual kills associated with those kill streaks. So dogs, as you know, is an 11 kill streak in Black Ops. You could change that to be 1 or 2 kills. And then that coupled with Hardline, which you could then also change the perk system to where instead of only giving you 1 kill off the bat, so an 11 kill streak is now 10 kill streak, you could set it to 3. So in essence, you could set dogs as your 1 kill streak, a gunship as your 2 kill streak, and I don't know, a napalm strike as your 3 kill streak, get a single kill, and bam, you get all 3. And while, of course, in, a public game, that would be awful, but in a private match, did you ever stop to think how fucking awesome and how hectic it would be if everyone had mortars all the time? You're just running around Nuketown, bombs are flying from the sky, there's bots on the map running around trying to kill you, you're trying to kill them. It would be chaos. And because it's not in a public match, who gives a shit? It's the same mentality as, you have in Weekend Warfare with, RPGs only and noob tubes and all this. It's just fun chaos and running around and experimenting and trying new shit. Back in the day, there were so many speed hacks, quote unquote, where they just jacked up lightweight and marathon perks. And, you'd be running around, again, like I mentioned, with the crosshair that is literally just a plus sign, so you don't even have to ADS with a Mac 10, and you have, 0 health, 1 bullet, kills, and you're just running up and down Nuketown. You can get from one end of Nuketown to the other in about a second and a half. It was so goddamn fast. You could also adjust speed and explosive damage by team, And so you could do a sort of thing where you're on Berlin Wall and you have these giant juggernaut tank people, 500% health, just running down the no man's land, getting hit and just pelted with Gatling guns, of course, from the actual map. And then all the way on the far end, you can have, another team with sniper rifles firing down at them, trying to take them out and stop them from getting up and reaching them. Michael Myers matches felt so much more refined when you could literally just have a class called Michael Myers, and they have just an incy bit more, speed here, or it has a little bit better of a knife, or this or that, and you could tweak it, and you felt like you were actually, balancing the game right then and there. Everyone had their own rules. And that's something that I feel like in current Call of Duties we've started to lose. Now in Modern Warfare Remastered we have some of those elements. For instance, the kill streak thing, you can choose what kill streak you want to show up where, but it's also Modern Warfare Remastered. There's inherently not that many options in the game because it's 10 years old. Whereas then I look at something like World War II and it's just abundant with options. What if we could turn a slider and say, okay, everyone can have 5 basic training perks if they wanted. What if they could turn a dial and say, okay, so on a 1 kill streak you can get Molotovs and you get 8 of them every time. Well, suddenly we can play a goddamn game where we're just throwing Molotovs at each other. Does that not sound awesome to anyone else? The same thing with flamethrowers, or a 1v1, but each of those players have a team of paratroopers that they continually call in every time that they get a kill. Just, roll the dice, see what happens, throw some chaos into it. Modern Warfare 3 also had a decent system where, gun game, you could literally pick every single gun that you wanted on that list, and so you could go tack knife, sniper rifle, tack knife, shotgun, back to tack knife again, then throwing knife, then riot shield, and blah, 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 blah. You could make, outrageous combinations. And, for what MW3's worth, they also had some other options. I remember playing just riot shield only matches, And of course, All or Nothing was founded in, private matches based off of the options that they gave them. Let's have some more. Like I mentioned, All or Nothing was taken from a private match and put into the regular rotation as part of their, community playlist, quote unquote, back in MW3. I feel like that is the perfect, evolution of weekend warfare. You have so many games that the developers are coming up with, right? But there are only so many developers when compared to the massive, massive audience and massive player base that they have. Think if they gave the players the options to make game modes and then maybe submit them in, say, hey, this is the custom rule set, these are the rules, yada yada yada, send them in somehow, almost in contests, and if you get picked for weekend warfare, you earn, some kind of COD points, or whatever the whatever spare parts or salvage or whatever is in the next game. I feel like there's a perfect system here where we can start rebuilding the community more. We can have people playing in these private matches and having a good time together, and like I mentioned earlier, kind of making the game this engine for other people to create in, which I think above and beyond all adds some longevity to your game, right? I mentioned earlier Minecraft and GTA. Both of those games are going on, GTA is 4 years old and people are still going to that game a lot of the time because you can just go in that game and fuck around. In addition to the creator, it in many ways is just an engine, that you're plopped into this city and you think, okay, let me grab a Hydra and then see if I can pick up pedestrians with it, take them up all the way, elevator them up and drop them and see what happens, What if we took the rocket bike and tried cargo bobbing it and then activating the afterburner? Will it, flip around? Will it freak out? Let's see. And I think that creating that level of let's see what happens, experimentation is very, very valuable. And I think that it's something that Call of Duty can do very, very easily. And it's something that they have done in the past with Black Ops and to a lesser extent Modern Warfare 3 that I want them to bring back. And so, I'm going to end it on that. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, what were your guys' favorite custom matches back in Black Ops MW3 era? Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one, and hit that little bell next to it if you want to be notified every time that we upload. And I guess that's all I have to say for today. So I will see you guys when I see you guys. So see you guys. Peace.